I hate it when I get fired. This is The Perspective. My name is McCall.
I'm Mima.
I'm Producer Butters.
Well, we've been talking about going driving because one of my favorite things, especially during the summer, is to just get in my car and drive. Is it going to happen this year? I don't know. Things are expensive. We'll see. But I feel like driving in general tends to be my like comfort space.
Mine too, except when you have bad drivers.
Yes.
Then it becomes my not so safe space.
Then I become irrationally angry.
Then I become Hulk. Yeah.
Yes. I call my mom, and I'm usually on the phone with my mom like every day, and I always call her when I'm driving. And at least once I'm like, what are you doing? Turn on your... Okay, great. And there were some people that used to work here that were so bad, like road rage wise, awful, and would like yell and like punch steering wheels, and they were like aggressively bad. For me, I'm just kind of like, what are you doing? And then I move on.
No, I think I get to the point where I do get a little annoyed and animated. I will definitely start off by, what are you doing?
I was moving my microphone, but it kept making noise. And then I was just trying to like shift it over just so slightly. And I went too far, and then I had to go back.
The thing is like nobody could probably hear it, but you.
I know. And it drives me nuts. Anyway, sorry. Aggressive drivers, bad drivers. Continue onward.
So I think I'll start off with, what are you doing? What are you... And then it escalates to, what are you doing?
Yeah. It's fair.
Oh, were you not asking about what she was actually doing?
No.
Oh, I thought she was asking. That's the best part about this whole podcast now. I'm a big fan. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm just adjusting the microphone. Oh my God.
I was wondering why you looked at me and then you were like, I'm just moving.
I was like, I'm
I was
sorry.
Like, okay, sorry.
Because as soon as I shifted it, it was like very squeaky.
Wow, that's pretty funny.
Oopsie.
What are the odds of
Right
that
place,
happening?
right time. Like never again. That's hilarious. Anyway, so what are you doing to what are you doing? Same.
Yeah, what are you doing? No, so like I've had like 2 incidences this week that I was just like, why?
Yes.
Why?
Why?
So, I'm going the speed limit +5.
Of course, that is the speed limit. Side note, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes.
So I'm going. Now there's a dude that I was in the passing lane, right?
Okay. Yeah. Left lane.
Okay, and there was somebody up there, and then I like to just get over so I can let all the people that want to go fast go around me.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yes.
You pass to pass.
So the person that was in the passing lane was kind of going a little bit slower than I was. So
Mhm.
eventually the gap between us was getting smaller.
Yeah.
Well, I happened to look up in my rearview mirror because I generally try to keep track of like
Where
who's
everyone
behind
is.
me.
Right.
Well, I see this like I'm gonna just say white Audi
Yes.
DB, by the way.
100%.
So
I've driven an Audi.
They,
Yes.
like I just seen him like come over, like into my lane behind me,
Mm-hmm.
and then I seen them go back over to the other lane. And I was like, that's funny. They're gonna get stuck.
Right.
'Cause I know
That's what happens.
I probably should go faster or maybe a
It's
little bit slower,
fine.
but I didn't. No, they like swerved in between the gap between me and the
other
car
Ugh.
that was in the passing lane, and I was in the
hate people so much.
the normal lane. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know how they didn't hit me
That's wild.
because it was like it was close.
Mm-hmm.
So I honked the horn, and I
one do.
I waved at him,
Just a hand or
with the
finger?
with the bird.
perfect.
Yes.
That's how you get shot.
Yeah.
Also, I'm sure that they were going 75 plus.
Often.
They were gone. Like they
Well,
were
yep.
clear up.
And that's the thing that's like crazy to me. So, I was having a conversation with my friend just yesterday, and this is so bad. I call my mom. I have my Bluetooth stuff, so it's not like I'm, messing around on my phone or anything. I have my Bluetooth stuff, and then I have like a phone mount that goes onto my vent. And so I will like Marco Polo my friend, and I never got Marco Polo before because I was like, that's an old person's app. I use it
To
because
me, it was like a new app.
It is.
Because
But,
there was one before that was called Voxer.
Mhm. So I use
Anyways,
it. I
sorry.
use it now, but like for a long time I was like, "Ugh, gross. Like it was just kind of like cringe.
Who
Like my
uses
parents,
that?
like parents use it and grandparents and
Yeah.
whatever. And so that was kind of the vibe that I was getting from it. But it's the one way that I talk to my like best friend, and we talk every single day, multiple times a day. But I use it that way, and so she was Marco Poloing me because I always Marco Polo when I drive. I know, okay, don't hate me, but again, not super distracted, just talking as if someone was in my passenger seat. And she asked me, she's like, "Are you a speeder? Like, is that something that you do?" And I said, "No, not so much. I mean, I go 5 over all the time because that's like the speed limit. Unless I'm on the freeway and the speed limit's 80, then I usually go like 82. Just because I don't want to go like, 85 or 90 in my car because she's a little strugglesome currently." So
What? No way.
I know. So I stick to
What?
like 80 or under. But I told her, I said, I've only ever gotten one ticket in my life. And it was between my house and the next town over. And no cops are ever on that road. Ever. Except for the one time I was listening to a Boogie with a Hoodie and he ruined my life because I ended up just speeding. I still love that song. But
Do you know what? They're the first song that she ever like put on in her car when I was with her. It was Taste.
Taste by Tyga.
So and because she like knew all of the
I
lyrics.
did.
and I was
Obviously,
like-
I censored myself
and
for
I
a
was
couple of
like,
them.
Wow.
Yeah. Very impressive with my white girl rapping.
There you go.
So anyway, I got a ticket. I was going 19 over and I got a ticket for only 4 over because I think the guy lives in my town and he was super nice about it. I told him that I was obviously sorry about it. So I went and took a class for a plea in abeyance. And so ever since then, it's like, it's just not worth it. Like, it's not worth it. It's expensive. Although when I drive in the mornings and there's nobody, yeah, I speed. Usually 10 over.
I usually go 5 over. Every now and then I'll go 10 over, but for the most part, it's 5 over.
Mm-hmm.
On the freeway, depending on the speed limit, it also 10
Mm-hmm.
over. So if it's 80, I'll go 85. I will not go. I do
Mhm.
not do 90.
Again, it's like,
It's like
sorry,
why?
car.
I never go 10 over. It's always 5.
5 or 10.
I'll go.
Depending.
Usually I linger between 5 and 7. You know why? Actually, there was a radio station that I used to listen to in Salt Lake. I don't remember which show it was. It has since been demolished because that's what they do. And I remember they had been talking about driving, and it was specifically on Legacy. And they were driving, and they figured that, I don't remember what the bit was, but basically they could go 7 miles an hour over the speed limit and they wouldn't get pulled over. And so I found it fascinating. And so I have clung to that like it is Bible. Like, that's it. And I don't know why, but those are some of the like funny things that I remember. It's really funny, like radio pieces that I've adapted into my life like that, 7 miles an hour. I remember hearing the story of the guy telling how someone else had gotten pulled over and they were going just a couple miles an hour over from him. And he has the, it lit up and actually told you that was back when it was like a brand new thing and told you how fast you were going. And so he was going 7 miles an hour over, and he's like, I think they were going like 8 or 9 and they got pulled over. And so anyway, just very interesting. And then so speeding, don't do it or something.
It's very, very behind.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just delayed. We got very laggy.
Very
You
delayed.
took a drink, and I was like, I don't remember you taking a drink.
It was like 15 minutes ago, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
We're
She's
just,
hydrated.
We're just now done laughing over your microphone.
Wow.
That's how delayed we are.
That's a long time. That's a long time. Anyway,
Yeah, so I have another story about driving.
bring it on.
And I don't know why. This happens quite a bit for some reason.
It's a testing of your patience.
Yeah. And it doesn't really matter what lane you're in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to flat out say it happened today. So I was in the regular lane,
Mm-hmm.
not the passing lane.
Yeah, the right lane.
The guy in the passing
The
lane
slow lane.
is not going as fast as I am.
Right.
So I finally
You
went
pass him.
past him.
Yeah.
in the regular lane. So, but there was a truck that was in, like a semi truck that was in the regular
Right lane,
lane.
yeah.
So I needed to get over.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I got over,
Always.
passing lane person decides they want to go fast now.
Yep.
So they ride my butt.
Right. The
Right.
whole way
Now I'm going a little
over the speed limit.
a little over my 5 that I normally
I
do.
never go over 5. Right.
I generally don't.
Right.
Right.
For a short period of time, I get it.
I just wanted to get out. Just wanted to get around the semi truck and get
Yeah.
back over.
Right.
So finally got around the semi truck, got back over. Guy that was in passing lane
Slows back down.
slows back down
Always.
under the speed limit of where I normally go, and stays back. And I was like, why? Why did you
This
have
is-
to do that?
So that's one of the things that I find the most fascinating, because anytime, you know, what's good? Cruise control. Amazing.
Mhm.
But
Adaptive cruise control's even better.
I've never used adaptive cruise control.
Listen,
But
we don't. All
I
have
think
that.
I don't mind just my even normal cruise control, because the problem with not using cruise control is you get dill holes like that guy who you get right up next to. And I tend to find it a lot with my car because I drive a little Subaru, and I end up getting up next to the big trucks, and the big trucks aren't going fast. And so then I'm just going, you know, the same pace that I was going before. And they're like, wait a second. This is how I like to adapt it in my head. I don't know that this is actually what's happening, but it's like, oh, I can't get passed by a Subaru granola. I gotta pass him. And so that's kind of the vibe that I get, because as soon as I start getting faster, then they immediately start getting faster. I'm like, dude, pick a lane. Figure out how fast you're gonna go. And it's always when I'm on the right side. Sometimes it's when I'm on the left side. But yesterday I was driving in Brigham City, just on I-15, and I was in the right lane, and someone was merging on. And so you get over into the left lane so that people have room, you know, from the on-ramp. So I get over into the left lane, and I'm going fast, you know. So the car gets on, and then like they start speeding up, and they get to a point where they're going to be passing me, but I'm still going fast. So I'm like, well, let me just pass you so that you can get over, or you slow down so I can get over. One way or the other, I'm trying to get over. I can't get over. So then I rev up. I end up going like 90 to pass this car, and then I get over, and I'm like, sorry, I just sped up to pass you, and now I'm going to slow down. So I'm one of those people now. But it's like just such an awkward situation. Driving is so awkward, and people get so angry over it.
Sometimes
I
it is
know,
awkward.
and it's like life is kind of precious. Like you
Yeah.
only get like one chance at this.
So maybe don't get pissy and like
I don't
yeet
know,
into
kill
people.
somebody with a 3,000-pound weight.
Yeah.
Talking about life is precious. Yesterday, I almost saw somebody run over a guy.
Oh, so
It was
rough.
the scariest thing in my life. So we were at a stoplight, and you know, if you don't have the green arrow, you have to yield to the cars going straight and the pedestrians that
Yes.
are crossing the street
Yes.
that have green. That is
Yes.
the law. Like literally, as somebody who worked at a law office,
It's legal,
This
homie.
is the law. Like you will be found at fault every single time.
Yep.
So I'm in the right turning lane and I have the green light, but there's pedestrians crossing. And yes, I could have gone and would have cleared it without any issue.
Mhm.
But my thing is, I don't want to scare pedestrians.
Mm-hmm.
So I wait until
Especially in
there's-
Utah, because they don't really walk often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to wait because they're running they're jogging anyway. So
Which is nice.
they'll be
I appreciate
they'll
that.
be on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
In like a few seconds. I can wait. It's not a big deal. The lady, and this I do know it was a lady because I saw her because she was in front. She was turning left. She did not wait. I thought that she hadn't seen the pedestrians, but once, like, because I've done that. Like, I'm
Yeah.
turning and I'm like, oh, I didn't see you. So I brake and
Yeah.
I stop until they. She did not stop. The poor guy jogging literally, like, looked at her, probably thought the same thing I did,
Mhm.
kept going, and then he saw that she did not stop. So then he stops and, like, quickly jogs backwards. I guess his brother, because they looked really similar, was right behind him too. And he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I'm over here like, I'm over here freaking out.
Yeah.
And then she just like takes off. She doesn't say sorry, nothing. She just like takes off. And I'm just like, and the two pedestrians look at me too. And they're like, I was like,
That's so rough.
I was so mad. I wanted to follow her, get the license plate and just report her, but she was gone.
You know, I've only ever, speaking of reporting, I've only ever reported one person. Yeah, I'm pretty sure just one person. And it was like 2 weeks ago that I had to report somebody. I was driving in on Valley View, and it was a red GMC. It was a Canyon. It had a shell on it, and it was like all over the road, very recklessly driving. I've never really witnessed anything like that. And Valley View is so narrow, you know, you're only down to one lane, you know, it's a 2-lane road. And so it's very tight. You got marshes on either side. Everything is flooded right now. So it's literally all water. So as I'm driving behind this car, it's like swerving to one side and then hitting the rumble strips and then swerving dramatically to the other side. And it's like there were a couple of times that I thought I honked a couple of times because they had swerved over and there were oncoming traffic. So then they swerved back. But it was like, then they were really fast and then they were really slow. So I was like either drunk or just recklessly driving or sleeping, like falling
Or
asleep
on the
because
phone.
it's late. Like, I mean, late if you're working in like a graveyard shift or something, because they could be coming over from, you know, going home or something from whatever, Box Elder County. It was messy. But anyway, I called in to report them.
The impatience of people.
I know. So I had the license plate number. I reported it. The lady was like, "Can you follow him? Can you follow the car?" And I was like,
no.
"Sorry, I have to go to work. I got to go do radio things." So
Isn't that like the number one thing they tell you not to do is to follow someone?
yeah, I
Like
think
when
it's
they're-
I think it's just like
I think it depends
if
on the situation.
yeah, if they're on I-15 or something, you can follow them. If they're going through neighborhoods and stuff, no. But, you know, so I gave them, I think I had the license plate number too. So it was like I gave them the license plate number. They're like, "Okay, well, do you want to file an official report with it?" And I was like, "I don't care. Sure. Whatever." So filed the report. She's like, "We'll call you back later if anything's found with it." And I was like, "Okay." Like, I don't really care. I just, like, they turned off over by the, that road by the dump. That's like, I don't remember what that road number is, like 1800 or something like that. 1800 North. And it's like right behind the dump. And so it goes back into like some subdivisions and stuff. So I'm assuming that they probably were just coming home from work. Went home, probably took a nap, went to sleep. Honestly, I have no idea. So anyway, yeah, she's like, "Do you want me to call and let you know?" I'm like, "I literally don't care. Do whatever you want to do with it. I just didn't want somebody getting hurt because of it, because I didn't know where they were going." So anyway, driving. The joys, the woes.
The
Woes.
woes.
Any final thoughts? Negative?
Negatory.
Just drive safe.
Please.
Be patient.
Watch out for motorcycles too, please.
And pedestrians.
Yeah.
And bikes.
Yeah. Yeah. This has been The Perspective.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.